Hi there, Hughes here. I'm hugely excited to be able to introduce you to my pioneering straight and supple training course. Modern training and riding has strayed so far from the art's historical roots. Classical dressage has one fundamental purpose: to enhance the health of and prolong the soundness of the horse. This can only be achieved when a set of age-old principles are adhered to. My work over the years with many different horse owners and riders of all levels is what has driven me to put this course together. So many well-intentioned, loving horse owners have never even heard of classical dressage, let alone know what it is and what separates it from any other riding or training out there, or why correctly trained classical dressage is actually of benefit to the horse compared to modern dressage, which instead is often detrimental to them both physically and psychologically. These classical principles produce the lightest, most balanced and agile horses. It has done throughout the ages. This isn't new. It has a very full and rich history. However, the ethos of this correct training has been more or less completely lost in our modern age. I passionately believe it's about time we brought this understanding back so that we can take steps to ensure that our horses are protected from the psychological damage and physical injury that occurs from our human ignorance, no matter how unintentional that is, so that they stop being used for our own gain, serving purely as extensions of our own ego and glory at their own physical and mental expense and demise. And that is exactly what this exciting new online home study course is and does. It explains to students just how far modern training and riding has strayed from those classical roots. I also highlight and introduce a new dimension even still within classical training and riding, adhering to those very same principles at their heart to develop and sometimes even restore a healthy and sound horse, but with the additional emphasis on the horse's emotional and psychological state too, from a very solid evidence-based behaviour science perspective. This exciting course is the culmination of my lifelong passion and quest, resulting from many, many years of research, study, practical knowledge and applied experience within the history of this beautiful classical art, detailing exactly what those age-old principles are and exactly how they can be adhered to. The practical training in this groundbreaking course does not rely on force via the application and removal of aversives to form and reinforce behaviours. Instead, learn how to create sound, balanced riding horses from the ground up, forming behaviours using appetitives and positive reinforcement, fostering and growing true emotional relaxation and a trust-based relationship. Due to the more up-to-date understanding that we now have from applied behaviour science, we really can allow our horses to find a level of relaxation and a lack of physical tension and resistance that simply has not been previously achieved before. Why? Because the training of classical behaviours hasn't been achieved using pleasurable appetitives up till now. All traditional classical training uses aversive stimuli to form and get repeat behaviour via the use of negative reinforcement and positive punishment. Horses trained with straight and supple training instead really enjoy the experience. They truly seek the cues and enthusiastically offer behaviours producing balance, lightness and softness in quite another league entirely. My straight and supple training educates horse lovers and ultimately allows us to eliminate riding problems as well as any psychological problems surrounding riding. We can both prevent as well as solve many different physical issues, back problems and strain injuries using this training as active physiotherapy alongside regular bodywork. Level 1 of this course takes you on a journey into the foundation principles and theory behind classical training, as well as providing the student with an in-depth understanding of exactly what it is, why it exists, and why it has stood the test of time throughout history. We cover equine anatomy, equine asymmetries and imbalances, and exactly why these damage horses physically. We also cover my structured process of how to address and begin to alter those imbalances. Right. And this to this. So if you'd love to learn how to gymnastically strengthen your horse to address his asymmetries, helping him to balance correctly and safely, to communicate with him via a mutually understood language, not based on compulsion or coercion, and ultimately to adhere to the real classical principles, to preserve and prolong their soundness, become a member of the Academy and join us on our Straight and Supple course.